Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Oh, J-Bone is ready for some cowboy shit. Oh, my goodness. All right, yeah, this ad has absolutely had better days. Let's switch this out with something a little different. Here we go. All right, much better. Oh, man. That was an absolutely amazing show. Amazing. I just got done watching it and was streaming it in the TNI for the patrons, and man, so it was cool. We were all watching it together. It was like my own little, pay-per-view party. I had my snacks, had some candy, trying desperately to get rid of some of the Halloween candy. I'm exhausted, so I'm having a little caffeinated beverage here. So as we dive into this, folks, make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications. Check out the links in the description. As we get into the middle of November, there's going to be some sales going on real soon. In the merch link in the description, go check that out. And I know I haven't plugged that much lately. I know I've been very inconsistent on here, so sorry. It's life, folks. It's just life. Starting to get some chatters in here, some viewers. Awesome. Welcome. Good to see you. Even someone in the Twitch. Awesome. To Love Impact says, have you heard the new Korn? Pretty good. I did. Good shit. All right. Let's get into this. I'm sure I was gonna ask Mark if he wanted to join me, but he's probably ripping his house apart because Kenny Omega lost, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to invite him in here. Not sure what kind of mood he's in. I'm sure I'll be discussing this with him soon, though. Oh, yeah. All right. I don't want to have this drag out all night. It's late. That was a 5+ hour pay-per-view. That was enough. Because I watched the whole thing. I watched the whole buy-in. I streamed that for my friends, and it was cool. It was cool. I liked the match, and I'm not sure how we got Dante Martin in the ring, if it just went live and he was already in the ring. But I stepped out for a minute thinking I had time, but I came back. And all of a sudden, there's Dante Martin, and the Acclaimed is coming down to the ring. And I missed part of it, but I was watching because I had cats coming in and out of my room, so I didn't have my earbuds in at the time. But it looked like Dante Martin turned down the Acclaim, is what I gathered from it. I caught part of the dialogue going back and forth. And this was Dante Martin's hometown, I believe, Minnesota. He's from the Midwest, is what I gather. Something like that. So the question is, going into this coming week, then, for AEW shows, that'll be one of the things covered, I'm sure. What is the future of Dante Martin? Is he going to join Team Taz, or is his brother going to come back? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Sorry, I will turn my phone down here. My apologies. The phone was blowing up during the pay-per-view with the chat. So, all right. So yeah, he clobbers them. It's Dante Martin's athleticism, his high-flying ability is one of the best that I've seen lately. Like, his hang time is ridiculous. Like, every time he does it, I'm like, oh my God, he's he's gonna crash and burn. But no, then he gets up and just dives right back in the ring. He's amazing. Dante Martin is really special. He got a hell of a pop tonight. This crowd was on fire from start to finish. I think they started to fade just a little bit towards the main event, but they still gave pops like crazy throughout the match. This crowd was great. This crowd was absolutely ready, because I've seen some long shows go on and you can tell when the crowd is starting to fade a little bit. But yeah, this crowd was, this Target Center was rocking all night. We then had the buy-in match. This was a lot of fun. We had Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida versus Nyla, Rose, and Jamie Hayter. So these four are the finalists in the TBS championship tournament. And this match wasn't for anything. It was just a really nice way to say, hey, okay, you four girls are in the semifinals, whatever you want to call it. So they wanted to feature them. And yeah, it was pre-show, but it was still a really good way to get this crowd fired up. This was an amazing tag match. All the women got, they got their shit in. And this AEW audience loves themselves some Thunder Rosa. Every time I see Thunder Rosa come out, the pops get bigger and bigger and bigger. She's an amazing athlete. I mean, all four of these girls brought something different. They all did really good. But Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida won here. Now, win or lose didn't affect the tournament in any way, I don't think. It was just a way to feature them. So, but it still was nice to see it. So, it's a slow burn seeing them try to improve this women's division as far as featuring all the women. But I felt like they did good on this show. You had this match, and then you had the women's championship match, and it was like, all right, at least you had two matches in there. At least you had that. So I'll give them credit for that. But I know it's a subject that we talk about like almost on a weekly basis on here. as far as what they're doing with the women and how they can improve it, pros, cons, whatever. So it is what it is. So, all right, then on to the main card here, man. This pay-per-view started out hot. The first two matches of the main card took up almost 1 hour. It was like a few minutes short of 1 hour. So I was like, oh, this is going to be a long night if this is what they're doing. But they wanted to give the audience plenty of time for these matches. And they did. I will always give AEW credit for that. This audience wants to see professional wrestling, and that's what they get. So, CM Chris here says at least 6 women with Jade and Red Velvet being another part of the TBS title tournament. Oh, he says I think there was 2 women. I'm tired, so I can't remember. Yeah, there's something going on with that match coming up. I saw that on what was that part of Rampage last night. They were talking about Jade versus Red Velvet coming up. So yeah, I guess that's part of it. So I might have misspoken there. But nonetheless, still a good way to feature the women. So they're, like I said, they're getting better. And if that's what they have to do is feature another title in order to get more women involved, then hey, then that's what you do. Then the next step, I suppose, would be a tag division, but that's where it's going to get messy. We've seen how much Impact Wrestling has struggled with this. So, whatever. But that's another subject for another time. All right. So, yeah, great tag match going in. Now, main card, we start out hot with MJF versus Darby Allin. And this has been kind of a slow burn, a quiet story as far as like storytelling. MJF knocking down these pegs one by one by one. He took out Jungle Boy. He took out Sammy Guevara, and now he finally took out Darby Allin. But this match was, I really can't complain about any match on this card. There were obviously matches that I was more excited for than others, but they all brought something different, and I really can't knock them for anything. I usually can, knock him for something, but damn. But this one felt like it just wasn't going to end, and I'm not complaining about that. I loved it. MJF ends up beating Darby Allin with a TKO. He had that ring that he had in his trunks. And then he kept talking about that takedown, headlock, whatever. And that's how he pinned him after he knocked him out with the ring. Just crazy. So we'll see what's next for MJF. I mean, he's on a roll. They're still featuring him like he's really something special, because he's not one of those guys that wrestles all the time. For example, Bryan Danielson's been wrestling almost every week, if not every show, since he debuted. we don't get that from MJF. MJF is much more of a, I don't know, prodigy. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. It's like Jade Cargill, you know? The difference is MJF is really good. I mean, he's great on the mic. He's also great in the ring. And he's featured so few times that when he wrestles, especially like this match with Darby Allin, it reminds you quickly how good MJF really is. But these two, I mean, this, you know, minus the shenanigans at the end, this match really could have went either way. But so yeah, it's like I'm not mad that MJF won. Like I wanted Darby Allin to win, but I had a feeling MJF might win, and that went for a lot of these matches in this pay-per-view. So it is what it is. But it'll be interesting to see where both of these guys go from here. Like there's going to be a lot of, you know, turning of the page points coming up, finishing this year out, going into 2022. That's what this feels like, honestly. Yes, CM Chris, Sting took out Spears and Wardlow. And one thing I was thinking about going into this, I was thinking that this would be a great opportunity for Wardlow to turn on MJF, but we obviously didn't get that. We didn't get that. Sting certainly went to bat for Darby Allin, though. You know, he kept the shenanigans to a minimum as much as you can. So yeah. All right, so next we had the AEW Tag Team titles. FTR versus the Lucha Brothers. Damn. Both these teams here just giving it their all. Of course, Tully Blanchard at ringside with FTR. Lucha Brothers win here. Honestly, with as shocking as it was to me that FTR took the AAA titles, it really wouldn't have shocked me if they took the AEW tag titles, but I know that it's still pretty recent that Lucha Brothers won their titles. So yeah, it's I wouldn't have been shocked, but Lucha Brothers pulled it off here. And this match is just another example why this brand is so good. You know, they feature a decent amount of tag team wrestling. You know, they have a ton of tag teams, and they certainly can't feature all of them, but at least when you've got a match like this, they give it a decent amount of time. So there's that. Because by the end of this match, like I said, just less than an hour went by. So this was amazing. Oh, and the entrance for Lucha Brothers was cool too. They had a bunch of guys out there and a bunch of stuff playing on the screens behind them and made it look like bombs went off or something. So it was like everybody was ducking for cover when the Lucha Brothers came out. It was wild. It was wild. I think they had They had a big entrance during the last pay-per-view as well. They had they had some people rapping out there or something. All right, what's next here? Number one contenders match, world title, the AEW World Title number one contenders match, Miro versus Bryan Danielson. Damn. This is another one. It was so good. It honestly could have went either way. It really could have. Bryan Danielson wins this one. Miro, at a few points during this match, looked damn near unstoppable. Like, what was Bryan going to have to do to take out Miro? And this was just another example why Bryan Danielson is one of the best in the world right now. Just in a very short period of time, he's reminded people over and over and over again how good he is. Just unbelievable. So Bryan Danielson is the number one contender. Now, how often? Damn. Caffeine needs to kick in. How soon he's going to get that opportunity to cash in that number one contendership? I don't know. I hope they let Adam Page get some cowboy shit in before Bryan Danielson cashes it in, because, man, just thinking from a fan's point of view, you want to see a guy like Adam Page hang on to it for a while, but man, Bryan Danielson just looks unstoppable right now. Bell's Boy says, Moose versus Juice Robinson match happening right now. Oh, that's right. That New Japan show is happening. Maybe I'll have to tune in for that tomorrow. See if I can find it. Maybe I'll even review it. I don't cover a lot of New Japan stuff, but I know it's got a lot of Impact guys on it. So I don't know if I'm going to do it here, or maybe we'll cover it over on TNI. Well, I'll sleep on it. We'll see. But yeah, Battle in the Valley. Yeah, this one's in California, so it started late. Yeah. Yeah, Justin Miller. They were talking about that in the chat during the AEW pay-per-view. Someone said, I think it was Mark was putting pictures in there, sharing pictures and a little bit of info here and there. Said Chris Bay got stretchered out. That's very unfortunate. Well, they should have. Bell's Boy says it's Japanese commentary. They should have some. They should have some English commentary. They usually do for these. I know they usually have both, but anyways. All right, so back to this. But yeah, I'll see if I can find a stream of that tomorrow. Check it out. But yeah, Lucha Brothers retain here. Oh wait, I was talking about Miro and Bryan Danielson. Sorry. caffeine just isn't working. It's time for bed. Time to hit the hay. So yeah, Bryan Danielson is your number one contender. He had to throw everything but the kitchen sink at Miro to beat him. It was just phenomenal. I didn't catch how he beat him. It was like one of those things where I blinked and I missed it. Because all of a sudden I heard the bell and I looked up and I was like, shit, it's over. But anyways, yeah, your new number one contender, Bryan Danielson. Next, we had okay, so this one was a no DQ or false count anywhere. That's what it was. Well, it's no DQ as well, I guess you could say. But false count anywhere. Young Bucks and Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian. This one was absolutely batshit bonkers. I loved it. It was wild. This one went all over the place. The action felt nonstop. And can we talk about that ring gear from the SuperKliq? My God. Young Bucks came out in bright pink, hot pink, I guess you could say, hot pink gear. My cats are going to claw their way through the door soon. Please excuse them in the background. God, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Fuck. God, they're just cuckoo tonight. And they sat in here like all night with me, just chill, just behaving, and now they went back in. So all right, so we leave the door open now. Rocky wanted in here. I just gave you treats right before I went live. What the hell do you want? Oh, more treats, of course. Because this cat is a crack addict. All right. Sorry about that. Back to the review. Like I always say, love me, love my cats. All right. But yeah, this bright, this hot pink gear that the Young Bucks had, and then Adam Cole's was matching. What was commentary saying? It looked like a Bret Hart meet and greet or something like that. Team Canada colors, right? Or I should say Hart Foundation colors. There you go. Then damn. Freaking Rocky just jumping up here almost took out the whole damn show. Thank you, Brian, for the super sticker. Much love, dude. Appreciate it. Especially me being this tired. I don't feel like I don't deserve it. But thank you. I'm trying. I'm really trying to get through this. But yeah, this was bonkers. It ended with Jungle Boy getting the win here against was it Matt? I think it was Matt. But yeah, this was crazy. Luchasaurus's athleticism in full effect in this match. Just absolutely wild. Just wild. Christian did a great job too. He really did. I know somebody in the chat during the my predictions was saying something about Christian's going to turn on them on Jurassic Express, and I was like, I don't know. He's been pretty loyal to them since he came back. He was gone for a bit, being Impact champ. He's just he just has a different kind of demeanor about him. Oh, you want to come up here? Say hello. Say hello, Rocky. Hello. Rocky wants to get into some cowboy shit, don't you? Should we put the cowboy hat on you? It almost looks like it would fit you. You're so big. Actually, knowing Rocky, he would just try to just curl up inside the hat. In fact, he was trying to do that yesterday, weren't you? Yes, you were. All right. You're going to sit here. Can you do that without getting into too much trouble? All right. Look at that. You're even getting love in the chat. You spoiled kitties. All right. No, now he's down. All right. We continue. But yeah, great match. This is one I wasn't super excited about. And honestly, I thought the Young Bucks and Adam Cole were going to win. I was honestly pretty surprised when Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus and Christian pulled off the win. And then Jungle Boy even nailed him with a concerto and then got the win. So it was something a little more out of the realm of Jungle Boy because he's not used to doing that. He's just used to, showing off his skills in the ring and getting the job done that way. He's not used to that kind of violence. But he certainly learned something from Christian tonight, that in times like this, you got to do what you got to do. So we certainly saw another side of the guys tonight. So it was cool. It was cool. I saw that Bell's Boy. So yeah, so it was announced at some point, or was it last night, that Orange Cassidy, or maybe it was before the pay-per-view started. I forget when they announced it. That Orange Cassidy was going to pick a surprise tag team partner for a match on Dynamite or something. And I caught part of that, and I didn't really understand what was. It was like, oh, okay, so this is a match for Dynamite or something. And then at the end of the pay-per-view, they announced that Tomohiro Ishii was going to be the special tag team partner of Orange Cassidy versus the Butcher and the Blade. So yeah, that's going to happen at Dynamite. It's random, but it's cool. It's cool. I like it. And it's just showing that AEW has they're using that forbidden door not as much as I would say Impact Wrestling is, but they are using it. It's just been a lot more sporadic because we've seen guys like Kenta come in versus Mox and stuff like that. The times that they've come in to do stuff like that has just been just a few times here and there. But that's okay. It's just a different relationship. It's not a bad relationship. It's just different, So it's not complaining about it. It's just, that's what Tony wants to do. It's not a bad thing. So he's just more focused on his own company. So we'll see what happens with as far as people from AEW going to New Japan. I always say don't assume. But they did say something recent about Rocky Romero inviting the guys from the team of the Best Friends to join the group of Chaos in New Japan. So I'm going to guess that sooner rather than later, we're going to see those guys team up somehow, some way in one of these U.S. national New Japan Strong shows that's kind of hopscotching all over the U.S. They were in Philly. Now they were out west. I don't know where they're all booked. I think there's a New York show coming up or something. New York or New Jersey. I hope they hit the Midwest. That'd be great to see. Like I would probably drive to Chi-Town depending on where and when it was. We'll see. It's and I've been talking about that a lot more on TNI, thinking that this is absolutely going to become one of the hottest touring brands. And it's unique because they're pulling a lot of surprises out. Like I know that Okada is wrestling Buddy Matthews, aka formerly known as Buddy Murphy, tonight on that show as well. What a way to start your career in New Japan. Right off the bat with one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. So that's mind-blowing. So yeah, that's another reason to watch that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So yeah, good 3-on-3, falls count anywhere. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian win. Are they going to stay together or are they going to go their separate ways? What is Christian going to do now? We'll have to see. Like I said, this feels like, turning the page. You're going to start a new chapter. We'll have to see. Bell's Boy with the super sticker. Thanks, brother. Much love, dude. Much love. My favorite nephew is in the chat. What's up, Paul? Just don't give me any spoilers as far as what happened. Jonah Rock. I just said no spoilers. No, it's all right. Just don't tell me who wins or loses, all right? Because I'll probably watch this at some point tomorrow. So he says, Jonah Rock just showed up at Battle of the Valley. All right. Well, let's just hope that hopefully he shows up in Impact as well. Because it sounds like, thank you, Bell's Boy. It sounds like he was supposed to show up, but he had visa issues. But obviously now, looks like the visa issues are cleared up. So let's hope that sooner rather than later, maybe Turning Point. Maybe Turning Point at the live show will get Jonah Rock there too. So we'll see. He's formerly of the NXT brand, former champ there. He's a big boy. Paul Papa's doing good. Papa's okay. He wasn't going to stay up for this, though. This is well past his bedtime. But yeah, Papa's doing all right tonight. Thank you, Paul. Love you. Next, we got Cody Rhodes and Pac versus Andrade and Malakai Black. I missed some of this match, but I don't know if I was getting a snack or what I was doing at the time. Whatever I was doing, I missed part of this. I think it was like the first little bit of the match. Pac ends up getting the win here. I don't know if Cody Rhodes was injured or he was just selling something. Not to be too critical of this, I mean, the action was great. Don't get me wrong, but the relationship issues between Pac and Cody and Andrade and Malakai Black, it was more Pac and Cody Rhodes. Blind tagging in and out, that kind of stuff took a bunch of the that was a good portion of the drama in the match, or not being available for a tag was that kind of, issues going on because Cody at one point was banged up or whatever. So it felt like that kind of, I don't know, maybe I'd have to just watch the match back. But it felt like there was too much drama in this, too much drama hanging over the match for it to really just feel like a regular tag match, So, I enjoyed it. I am a fan of Cody's, obviously, and I'm a fan of all four of these guys, and it's interesting to see where this is going. I feel like this is going to continue on where Pac is maybe going to have a feud now with Cody Rhodes, and maybe Malakai Black and Andrade are going to build the House of Black now. That's all just speculation, pure speculation, just guessing on my part. That's where it feels like it may go. We'll see. I feel like you gotta separate Cody and Malakai Black now in order for both of them to grow now, because if you just keep them together much longer, it's gonna become more frustrating for the fans. But yeah, the fans booing Cody just a lot. I get it, but like I said, I'm a Cody fan. I'm not going to boo him. I enjoy his stuff. I am very curious though to see where this takes him. If he turns heel, it's fine. I'm still gonna like what he's doing, but we'll see. I liked it when Arn was chasing away the assistant of Andrade's. Gave him a good right hook too. It was great. So punched him out, chased him away. So that was fun. Got rid of the shenanigans on the outside of the ring then. But yeah, Pac and Cody get the win here. We'll see where it goes. We'll see. Then we got the AEW women's title match. I wasn't too vested in this because it's hard not to think about like where the story is going from here. Because I feel like what's going to happen next is Thunder Rosa's going to go after, because she's kind of tied in with Anna Jay and Ty Conti. So we'll see. I hate to assume that, but that's where it feels like it's going to go. So I really felt like Britt Baker was going to hang on to the title here, and she did. But I will say this. Ty Conti, this is by far, in my professional podcasting opinion, this is by far Conti's best match on this brand. She has really come a long way. And she even, cut a halfway decent promo against Britt in those, pre-taped things. So I still feel like she's going to be, someone to be, watched for the future. I think Ty Conti is absolutely going to be an AEW Women's Champion in the future. It may just take some time, because Britt Baker is insanely popular, and one thing that Tony is good at in certain aspects is giving the fans what they want. And, well, they wanted Britt Baker champ. She's been champ for a while now. And she's got a good team behind her. Rebel and Jamie Hayter paying dividends on a regular basis. So, in fact, found out that Rebel is going to be part of Blizzard Brawl. I don't think she's going to be in a match. I could be wrong. As far as I know, she's just being brought in for autographs and stuff like that. Like, there's a few of them that are like that, like Gail Kim is, and Jeff Jarrett. So she's on that list too. So, but it'll be great to see her, because I'm going. I got my tickets. J-Bone is going to Blizzard Brawl. It's going to sell out. If it's not sold out by the end of this weekend, I'd be shocked. Yeah, the crowd wasn't too excited for this one. I feel like at some points they did, pop for certain things, but they weren't quite as excited about this one. But, I still enjoyed it. I try not to let things like that sway me as far as liking it or disliking a match. Like, oh, the crowd was dead, so I guess it wasn't good. No, I really enjoyed this. Like I said, this is by far Ty Conti's best match. But Britt Baker is, man, she is something else. And she is insanely tough. Ty was giving it all to her, with the kicks and everything, like what do they call them? The Muay Thai kicks or whatever they call them. She really roughed her up towards the end, but Britt Baker just came right back and just nailed her with a win. It was wild. But yeah, great match. I really can't complain about this at all. So yeah, we'll see where this goes with Britt Baker. Like I said, it feels like Thunder Rosa is going to come after her next, but I know she's also, at least I think she's part of this TBS title tournament. I'd have to go look at the tournament again. I've missed some of it, but we'll see. Bell's boy here. That's right. She called in the spirit of Minoru Suzuki with the Gotch-style pile driver on Britt. Yeah, that was brutal. If, I mean, there were some certain points in this match that could have went either way. It really could have, and that was a perfect example of, she could have finished her off with that. But like I said, Britt Baker is tough. Insanely tough, and she brags a lot, but she backs it up in the ring. She really does. It's wild. All right, next we got a match that I'm sure sold. I mean, this is one that was developed pretty recently. Didn't have a lot of build, but this is also another one that didn't need a lot of build. They had 10 minutes of promos in the ring, and boom, you had a feud that was just unbelievable. This was, I said that this was going to have the potential to be one of the matches of the night. This certainly had a big fight feel to it. It was more of a fight than a wrestling match, but there certainly was a good amount of wrestling in this match, as opposed to just, slugging it out. Punk beat Eddie Kingston with the go to sleep, and it took a few of them to nail him, but he really got him. But this match went all over the place, into the ring, out of the ring. Punk even got some color in this match. Was got the crimson mask, if you will. Yeah, like Bell's boy says here, it was a complete war. It was. And I'm really curious to see where these two go as well, because like I said in my preview to all this, preview to Full Gear, this really felt like CM Punk's first feud. Like, he's had some matches, and you've had little builds here and there with, like, when he was facing Team Taz and stuff like that. But this really felt like his first feud. This felt big. But now Eddie Kingston losing this match, I don't know where Eddie goes from here. I think Eddie certainly gained the respect of a lot of fans who maybe haven't looked at Eddie in a certain way, up until this point. But Eddie has absolutely gained my respect as being one of the top guys in this company over the course of this last year. Came in just guns blazing with that hot promo right off the bat when Cody Rhodes was doing open challenges and they had a bunch of surprises coming in. And he was signed shortly after that. And I had seen what he had done in Ring of Honor when he was tagging with Homicide, and I really enjoyed that. That was like the first time I really saw him, and I know that was, a ways into his career, and I had heard of him prior, but really didn't see him or hear anything about him. Then he spent a decent amount of time in TNA Impact Wrestling. And I was really bummed out when he left, because I felt like his stuff in that company was just on fire. But whatever happened behind the scenes, he didn't stay. So I don't know if it was just his attitude. I heard the term burning a bridge. I don't know. I don't want to overthink it, but I've heard he's done this to himself in the past, where his mouth got himself in trouble, his emotions or something. I don't know. But he's been just knocking it out of the park in this company, AEW. And this is absolutely one of the best matches I've seen him in, besides the Bryan Danielson match. So, yeah, Eddie Kingston's been on fire. And I really didn't know who to root for here. I was, kind of rooting for both of them. I knew it was going to be a hell of a match. I love CM Punk, but I knew that Eddie Kingston really had a hell of a war ahead of him in this match. But this was wild. This certainly was another side of CM Punk that I don't think we've seen since he's returned to professional wrestling. This was really something. But yeah, Punk comes off with a win here. I have a feeling their story is going to continue somehow, but it's so engulfed in like a deep rooted reality between them. It almost feels uncomfortable to me if it does continue, like, oh man, this is going to be hard to watch, and I've seen other things like that before where it was a really big turnoff, like when they were putting like the whole divorce thing between Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett and Karen in the middle. And I'm like, no, I'm not a fan of that. I don't know. It's uncomfortable to watch for me just because that there's some kind of crazy behind the scenes shit that's there, and it's not all, oh, let's just go out and have a good match. No, that there's some kind of tension there. So I don't know. But anyways, we'll see. We'll see. They then show in the crowd local legend Baron von Raschke. Man, he still looks amazing. I mean, obviously, still, getting up there in age. I had the chance to meet him almost. Oh man, it was at a Brew City wrestling show. Was it 2000? A little over. I thought it was 10 years ago, but I think it was actually over 10 years ago. Was it 2009, 2010? But yeah. He's like a gentle giant. But when he gives you that look and he's got the claw ready, man, you better run. He gave it to Ethan Page tonight. That was great. Loved it. I popped for that. Absolutely did. So yeah, and then speaking of Ethan Page, yeah, so it goes into the no DQ match here between Inner Circle, which was Chris Jericho, of course, Sammy Guevara, Hager, and Santana and Ortiz versus America's Top Team, consisting of Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, Dan Lambert, Junior Del Santos, and our Arlovsky. Was that? Yeah, Arlovsky. I know I spelled it wrong, but I tried to just, I think I should have bought a vowel on that one. But anyways, Arlovsky. I think that's his name. This was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I really wasn't vested in this at all. I knew it was a great way to get, two bigger groups on the card. Of course, Inner Circle is still insanely popular. America's Top Team, specifically Dan Lambert, getting booed out of the building. He wore that bright blue velvet suit or whatever it was, that athletic suit. That was just crazy. Obnoxious as hell. Dan Lambert is. I don't know what this is. You okay, Zach? What is it? What is that? I don't know. Just catching up on the chat here real quick. Paul asked me, said, you going to Hard to Kill, Uncle? No, I'm not. No, I'll be buying that one and probably watching that one from my couch. So yeah. But yeah, this was a lot, like I said, this was a lot more fun than I thought I was going to. This ended up getting pretty hardcore. There were table shots. Sammy Guevara with that was it the senton or whatever, swanton on I don't know who was on the, was it Scorpio Sky on the table? I don't know. He got up on top of this 20-foot ladder and jumped down and just ugly. Just ugly moves. But Inner Circle ends up winning here. Not too many other big spots that I could think of off the top of my head. So yeah, like I said, Inner Circle wins. Tony Schiavone then out on stage, and he brings out someone new. Introduces someone new to the AEW audience here for the pay-per-view. And he brings out Jay Lethal. And we find out that Jay Lethal is all elite. So, and that's one thing that we had been talking about is the, I don't want to say demise of Ring of Honor, but it sounds like they're rebranding stuff. Everybody lost their jobs in the company. And the higher ups are going to be trying to figure out over the course of the next several months in the first quarter of next year how to rebrand Ring of Honor. So everyone on the roster is without a contract as of the end of the year or early next year. But apparently Jay Lethal was in a position. And from what I had heard is everybody's situation is different. They were willing to work with everyone and anyone as far as what they would want for their future, which I think is good. They weren't just going to sit on them for several months and, no, you're done or whatever. And you're not getting paid anymore. So Jay Lethal obviously was one of those guys that got, brought in by Tony Khan. So, hey, congratulations to him. Jay Lethal, multi-time Ring of Honor world champ. And Just one of the best in the company. And he is now All Elite. So I'm really excited to see what they do with him, you know. And I see the chat during the pay-per-view, and I know some people automatically go to the negative side on it. And I try not to think that way. Like, we all know how big the roster is. And, you know, Tony hires a lot of people and say, oh, well, he's not going to have a chance to feature any of them. And yeah, so the company's been around for a few years, and there have been some that aren't being featured as much anymore. And then you bring in new guys like this that are going to get more TV time, and others are just going to be on Dark or Dark Elevation. But it is what it is, you know. I'm not going to be mad about it. This company is putting out amazing product on television. Brian Feld here said, yes, TNA legend. Yes, absolutely. Oh, and he asks here, J-Bone, think Jay as in Jay Lethal, not me. I'm a retired wrestler. No, I'm kidding. I really never wrestled. I joke about that. Think Jay Lethal will wrestle on Impact soon. I don't know. I would love to see him come back to Impact Wrestling. I certainly think there's a chance. Maybe even for a one-off, you know, maybe a set of tapings. I really have no idea. Would I love to see him? Yes, he is one of a handful of people I'd love to see on that brand. Do I think that Impact is going to pick up some of the free agents from that company? Yeah, I certainly hope so. They all deserve some kind of shot somewhere. Unfortunately, there's so many of them, you know, that certainly isn't as big of a roster as other companies, but they still deserve to be employed, you know. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see what Jay Lethal does in AEW. He certainly is a tremendous talent. And then we find out that he is he's accepting an open challenge because Sammy Guevara is continuing the TNT title open challenge. Now, Jay Lethal says, he's like, well, I would love to do it tonight, but I know that Sammy Guevara just had one hell of a war tonight in his match with his, you know, teammates. He's like, so how about Wednesday? So this Wednesday on Dynamite, we are getting Sammy Guevara defending his TNT title against Jay Lethal. This year is just crazy. Just crazy. I'm very excited. I hope it main events, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it starts out the episode. We'll see. No matter where they put it on the card of AEW Dynamite, I'm excited for it. Do I expect Sammy Guevara to hang on to it? Yeah, I do. But then again, you never know what Tony has in mind. Maybe he's going to hot shot it to Jay Lethal right away. I don't know. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just excited to see this match, and I'm excited to see Jay Lethal in AEW. So we'll see. Paul Nelson, AEW working with Impact. Yeah, that's certainly Tony said that is still on the table. Do they have anything planned for the immediate future? No, but they have a great relationship. They did some stuff together, and it certainly could happen again in the future. So, and hey, thank both companies for that, because what they put out there was decent. Was it perfect? No, but it's, the relationship is there, so it is what it is. All right, then on to the main event. An absolutely slobber knocker. I don't think I heard that term used once tonight, but maybe I just missed it. But this main event, man, and this crowd was still on fire for this match. You could tell they were getting a little tired, but man, they still brought it. They still were loud and proud for this match. The AEW World Title match. Kenny Omega defending his championship against cowboy shit Hangman Adam Page. Great entrance. He was marching down the street. Well, not marching. Riding his horse down the street, and then walked into the venue. So that was fun. And while he was riding the horse down the street, there were screens on the buildings behind him featuring past moments from his wrestling matches, moments with Kenny, with Kenny, against Kenny, all that stuff. So, just moments in his journey throughout AEW and on his way to the world title again. Because when he started out the company hot, and he was in that match with Chris Jericho, but then he went on to be one of the best tag team, one half of the best tag teams in this company. And it took me a while for me to really appreciate it, but damn, these guys brought it every time. It was amazing. They really were a good tag team. And I usually don't get too excited about, homemade teams. Like Lucha Brothers came in as a tag team. These two were put together, So, but yeah, this match, I know that some people in our chat wanted Omega to win. They obviously didn't feel Hangman Page was ready, or they saw something else in the future that they wanted instead. And that's, hey, just like I said, wrestling is subjective, I've come to the point now with Hangman Adam Page. I'm like, okay, this is one of those things where it's like, all right, shit or get off the pot. Give it to him or take him out of contention for a good long time. But the story that they've told with Hangman Adam Page has been a hell of a story from day one in this company. His journey has been amazing. And that's not to knock anything against Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega has been world champ during one of the most difficult times in professional wrestling history as far as putting on a product, without fans around, or very few fans around. Because I think there were fans when he became champ, but there weren't too many there. I'd have to look back and see exactly when that was and how things were then. But yeah, this past year has not been easy. He was champ for what, 200 some odd days, whatever it was. I think I heard 220 something. I could be wrong, but Scribbly LaCroix says match of the night. Yeah, I'll give you a high five on that one. Yeah, not going to argue there. It absolutely was. You can say match of the night or one of the best of the night. Like I said, it's all subjective. I loved it. It was a great, it told a great story. He says people have been begging for Paige to be champ forever. Yeah. It's I feel like the story being told in this company was the correct one at the time. When you're starting out a company, it's good to start out hot with a bigger name. And I understand why they did that. But now, with the story they've told behind Adam Page and the journey he's had, now is the time to pull the trigger. Absolutely. But yeah. Oh, okay. So he says, no, there were some fans, but the weekly shows didn't have fans at Daly's place. Yeah, that was down in Florida. Yeah. And Bell's Boy says, and Omega will lose the AAA title to Hijo del Vikingo at Triple Mania Regia, however you pronounce that. Next month in Mexico, I predict. Yeah, that certainly could be. And I know, and that's no fault of Kenny's. They've had a lot of troubles putting on shows down there in Mexico because of the pandemic. The dreaded C word that you can't say on YouTube. They've done what they've could. They've tried to put on good matches and entertain their audience. So, yeah, I feel like now's a good time. Better time than ever to have Kenny Omega drop the title there and just focus more on either his own company or maybe branch out more with the New Japan Strong brand. We'll see. It's obvious. Like I said, this is a turning of the page, part of the company. We'll see what Kenny does next. Am I expecting a rematch? No. He might get one on TV, but I'm not begging for it. I think there's plenty of other things for both guys to do. So yeah, Zach Bonifer brings up a really interesting part of the match. Thank you for reminding me. Interesting face versus face and Bucks not helping Omega. Yeah, the Young Bucks not helping, but like they came out, like they were pretty. When they came out, they didn't come running out like, oh, here comes some shenanigans. They came out like helping each other out. You could tell they were beaten up. And it felt like when Hangman and Page talked to them recently, it felt like, whatever he said to them really resonated with them. Like, hey, like we're even. So just stay clear of our match. And if you guys interfere, I will ruin you. So they took that to heart, which is really interesting. And he apologized. And they took that to heart as well. So it's interesting. Jeff here says, yo, Jay, this is freaking awesome. Imagine MJF versus Jay Lethal Mike promo face-off. Let's go. That would be pretty nuts. That would be pretty nuts. What? Yeah, he went old school when he said hi to Tony Schiavone. He's like, I've always wanted to say that. So, well, now you got the chance. So, yeah. So, yeah, he went old school with a really brief Ric Flair imitation there, which I'm sure he wanted to keep it brief because, Ric Flair's been canceled. I'll tell you, people can say what they want about Ric Flair, but if people, whenever someone does a chop, still blurts out a woo, don't tell me he's completely canceled. Because that's just going to go on forever. But anyways, I digress. But this, yeah, so when the Young Bucks came out, he avoided the Young Bucks. They didn't just, run right in and interfere. They made their presence known, but they didn't touch him. And so he saw Nick, and then on the other side, when he was just about to wrap things up, he saw Matt Jackson. The camera turns and looks at Matt Jackson, and he's looking up at Hangman Adam Page, and he just kind of does a real quick little nod, like, go ahead, do your thing. Do your finisher. We're not touching you. And so it was a great moment. It was, they told a great story in the ring, going back and forth. And it felt like now or never for Hangman Adam Page. It felt like he was supposed to beat him before he went away, but that was obviously bad timing because he went off to go be with his family for a while when his baby was born. It's a little girl? I think it was a daughter. But anyways, so he wanted to be there for his newborn child and his wife. So, and look, you can't knock that. That's good for him, So when he came back, they built the story again. He cashed in his big coin he got in the ladder match. And he will show off the AEW Championship in his hometown this Wednesday on Dynamite. That's what made me think he's got to win here. He's got to win. Because when they announced this show coming up here this Wednesday, if you noticed, the only person that they've promoted on this poster since announcing it is Hangman Adam Page. Now, I didn't realize at that time that was his hometown. They've said that sporadically here and there over the last several weeks. But they haven't promoted anyone else as far as I've seen. So I was like, okay. It's the Dynamite after the pay-per-view. It's Hangman's hometown. He's got to win at the pay-per-view. It just makes sense. So, I mean, nothing's ever a given, but you could assume, and I hate using that word, but it feels like it's the right time, So, yeah, it was a great match. It told a tremendous story in the ring. The Young Buck. Now, what happens with the Young Bucks and Kenny is going to be a separate story. That's going to be very interesting. I don't know if that's going to play out on TV, if that's going to play out behind the scenes in being the Elite. I don't know, but we'll find out sooner rather than later, because being the Elite is going to come out tomorrow morning, less than 12 hours from now. So usually comes out between 10 and noon my time. So we'll see. Or not tomorrow, Monday morning. So they got a day to take care of this. My bad. I'm used to pay-per-views being on Sundays. This is Saturday night going into Sunday. Anyways. Amazing match. Congrats to Hangman Adam Page. This show, whether I was excited about the matches or not, they all told their own story, and none of them were boring by any means. This was one of the best pay-per-views that they've put on this year. I'd say one of the best pay-per-views that I've seen from any company. I'm biased. I love this brand, but I've been critical at times, reviewing stuff. It's they've done plenty of things within the last few years that has been far from perfect, but I've said it once, I said it 1,000 times. If you want professional wrestling, this is the place to watch it. Like Bryan Danielson says, this is the home for professional wrestling. And not saying that you're not going to get wrestling anywhere else, but going up against a brand like WWE, if that's your tagline, like, hey, we got wrestling over here, you're not going to find much over there, eh? It's going to be a draw. So, good stuff from AEW. Everyone across the board, congratulations on an amazing pay-per-view. I'd say this is absolutely a 5 out of 5. And congratulations to Jay Lethal. Tremendous addition to the roster, and I'm sure we're going to see more. I know a lot of people were expecting Bray Wyatt to show up, and the only thing I've heard about him is that he's doing some Hollywood stuff right now. Beyond that, I have no idea. So who knows? But I feel like we're going to see him back in the ring sooner rather than later, but you never know. You never know what these guys want to do on their journey, so we'll see. Maybe Dynamite. Who knows? I don't know. But amazing show. Let me know in the chat if you're watching this after the fact. I'm glad the few of you that did show up. I know it was late. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the tips. No matter where you watched on YouTube or Twitch, it's all love. Appreciate it. So yeah, tomorrow night over at other little podcasts, we've got the TNI family dinner tomorrow night. And that's a definite. As far as anything else I do on here, no promises. We'll see. I'm going to try to hunt down that strong show, maybe watch it throughout the day tomorrow. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But I'll either cover it here or over on TNI. We'll see. We'll see. But it absolutely is a show that I do want to watch. So, Justin Miller, much love, man. Thank you for the super sticker, $4.99. Much love, dude. Appreciate that. What a way to end the show. Thank you. But yeah, let me know your highlights. What did you love the most from the pay-per-view? What was your favorite match? Are you excited for Jay Lethal? Let me know. What you dug from the pay-per-view in the comments below. So, but yeah, we're going to get out of here. Much love. We'll see you tomorrow night over on Titi and I Sunday family dinner. And then probably back here sometime within the next 2 days. I'll be talking about the New Japan show somewhere, doing something. Lots of wrestling this weekend, it felt like. Lots of different stuff. So, but whatever it is, on your way out, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of my content, when more of my content hits your screen. Go check out the links in the description. Go get yourself some merch. Another great way to help support the show. Go follow it on the socials. And yeah, we'll see you back here real soon. Take care.